All right, so these are examples of handbills. You can see that they are usually short in length and height. These are various examples of handbills. So okay, these are various examples of handbills. Look at this one. You can see usually short in a square form. All right, so let's check out posters. Let's see images of posters. Like I said before, posters are usually posted on the wall. Posters. Okay, let's just search. Alright, so you can see that posters are usually longer. Posters are usually longer. You can see the way it is. So what you want to design for determines the type of graphics you use, the space you leave in between your words or your graphics. All right, these are examples of posters. All right, so what else did I talk about? Let's check for pamphlets. Pamphlets. All right, so these are examples of pamphlets. All right, so you can see that a pamphlet is just like I said before, that shared usually like in a hospital or places like that. They have conferences. You can see that they are foldable sheets of paper. They can be folded into four sizes, just like those instruction manuals that follow your refrigerator, your television. Those are examples of pamphlets, except in this occasion you are designing as a flyer, so you can add some graphics and text to it. So these are examples of pamphlets. So let me go back now and search for images of a digital flyer. I hope you can see the difference. All right. Oh no. All right, so now you see the difference. These are images of a digital flyer. This is what a digital flyer looks like. All right. All right. All right, so let's go back to our lecture on types of flyers. So we're done with this. Next, let us talk about the examples of flyers. So examples of flyers includes event flyers, business flyers, real estate flyers, corporate flyers, political flyers, food flyers, and so on. So number one, event flyers. So event flyers, they are those that businesses use to promote holidays, birthdays, weddings, conference, and graduation. All right, so let's come to our templates here and search for some event flyers. Oops. Oh no. Sorry. Alright. I don't know why I'm typing rubbish. Alright. Event. Alright, so I'm looking for event flyers on Canva. Alright. So these are different templates of event flyers. Like I said, they can use to promote events such as birthdays, weddings, holidays, conferences, and graduation. Now, these are types of event flyers. All right, so this is to promote a holiday, Halloween party. All right, so this is traveling time. All right, so we can see the different types. All right, so next one we're going to see are business flyers. Business flyers are the most common types of flyers. They are used by establishments to provide clients and consumers with important pieces of information about their products and services. All right, so let's come here. Let's come here and search for business flyers. Let's get okay. I have it right here. Sorry. All right, so these are examples of business flyers are used by establishments to promote their products or services. Can you see? These are examples of business flyers. For if you are trying to um um make or create a business flyer, you can just type in business flyer and then edit to your liking, or get inspiration from these flyers here to know how you are to make your own. All right. All right, so the next type of flyer we're talking about is real estate flyers. So let me search for real estate flyers. All right, so you can see that real estate flyers are usually different from the other types of flyers. All right, because they are used by real estate agents to promote either their services or the properties being sold. All right, so these are examples of real estate flyers. Okay. All right, so the next one we have here is corporate flyers. Flyers are similar to business flyers, wherein they are single sheets or printed ads and are used to attract people to certain products, services, or events. So let me come here and search corporate flyers. All right. So these are examples of corporate flyers. They are used to attract people to certain products or services. You can see this now. We have loan for your business. So these are examples of corporate flyers. All right. So the next example we have here are political flyers. Political flyers are flyers that are used to promote some political activity, especially when which pertains to campaigns or the candidate's opinion about certain issues. It can be turned to a political flyer. All right, so you can see examples. These are examples of political flyers. Can you see them? So you can see that the format for each type of flyer changes. On your own, you can go study them and see the change in formats. The way you design a political flyer is not the same way you design a business flyer. It's also not the same way you design an event flyer. All right, so there are different ways. The next type of flyer that I want to talk about here is the food flyer. So let me search. All right, so let me search for food flyers. All right. Okay, so these are food flyers. So food flyers usually contain like more images of food and less text. They are very straight to the point. You see now that a food flyer is very, very different from a political flyer. It's also different from a business flyer. It's also different from a corporate flyer. It's also different from a real estate flyer. You can see it's just the food and just like one or two text writing, and that's all. So these are food flyers, as you can see. All right. Okay. So the next type of flyer we're going to talk about is, or example of flyers, we have audition flyers. Audition flyers. Okay, this is not what I want, so let's go to the net and check for it. The network is bad. All right, so these are types of audition flyers. So like I told you before, the type of flyer or logo you are designing will determine the type of elements you put in there. All right, so you can see that this audition flyers, they do not carry a person standing and talking or a person trying to introduce a topic. No, they have images of dancers, makeup artists, actors, and everything that concerns singing and acting in them. So you can see these are types of audition flyers, and they have like these bold artistic text added to them. All right, so these are types images of audition flyers. So let's search for images of fashion flyers. So I hope you're taking notes of all the different examples of flyers I've given you. I've given you the types, and now I'm classifying them into examples. So these are examples of fashion flyers. So you can search on your own and just get inspiration when you want to design anything. All right, so you can search and gain inspiration when you want to design anything. All right, so the last type of flyers we're going to talk about is school flyers. These are examples of flyers that may be printed or created in the format of handbills or digital flyers. All right, it can also be created as posters that will be posted on the wall. I'm sure you have seen some of those. All right, so these are images of school flyers. You can see that it is different. All right, so whatever you want to design will determine where you get your inspiration from and how you do it. All right, okay, so let's go back to our presentation. All right, so we have finished the lecture on examples of flyers, right? So the last lesson is, what should a flyer contain? What should a flyer contain? All right, so number one is a headline. The flyer's headline should be interesting to attract the attention of your target audience at first glance. All right, so it has a few words as possible. The headline should provide readers with an example as to what you are trying to sell or promote. Let's go back to the last flyer we searched for. Let me give you an example of what I mean. All right, so you can see that the headline here is back to school. All right, so the headline here is open for admission. The headline here also is open for admission. The headline here is school admission. It's by pertaining to a school flyer, right? So the headline here is back to school. All right, so the headline should be interesting to attract the attention of your audience at first glance. When you see this flyer, the first thing that comes to your mind or that you see is this back to school. All right, so it already tells you that it's talking about a school or academic type of flyer. All right, so the It should be interesting to attract the attention of your target audience at first glance, and should have few words as possible. All right. So they could have said, if they want to make it longer, they could have said something like um we are offering you a 50% of discount back to school. But because they want it to be catchy, it just brought this first headline, back to school. It's straightforward, straight to the point, and it's gives the reader at first glance an idea of what they are trying to sell or what they are trying to promote. See this one, 2025 admission open now. All right, so you can see the different headlines. Okay, so let's go back to our presentation. All right, so the number two thing is the main content. The main content, while the headline is simply to catch the attention of the readers, the flyer's main content will provide them with all the necessary information about the product, the service, or the event. All right, so when writing the content, make it concise. It should be concise and yet informative. Alright, so the main content should be concise yet informative. Do not use too many words in them. So let's come back to our images of school flyers. Alright, so let's use this image as example so I can explain what I mean. Now, in this type of flyer, this open admission for 2019 is the headline, alright, the main header. Alright, so the main content now is all these other things: learning benefits, about us, your school name. All right, so these are the other parts of it. These are the main content. You can see that they are written in smaller text. They are written in smaller text to tell you that it is when you now pick interest in this flyer from the main headline, which is open admission for 2019, that is when you go further to zoom in to read all these other things. Do you understand? So these other things, so that the learning benefits about us, they consist of, or they make up the main content, but the headline here is open admission for 2019. All right. So the third thing that you should have in your flyer is number three, graphics. All right, so graphics, aside from the written content of your flyer, you should also showcase high quality images and background graphics to further add impact and like puts an impact or make an impact as to what you are trying to talk about in your flyer. So make sure that they are related to the content and that they follow the brand's theme. All right, so let's go back to our example on school flyers. All right, using this again. So like I said, this is the headline, open admission for 2019, learning benefits, these ones, and about us. These are the main content. Now the graphics in this particular flyer is this: pictures of children in school, children happy in school. All right, so let's say for example we want to leave this flyer type. So let's come back and search for food flyers, for example. All right, so let me just use those two examples. Now you can see, using this image as this example, the main header here is restaurant food. This is the headline. That is why it is the boldest. So when you look into the image, you see restaurant food and you see images of the type of food that they sell. All right, so these are the graphics. This is the headline and these are the graphics. Then this delicious food service with whatever is written under here, which is not in a bold text and is written in smaller text, this part is the main content. All right, over here, that is the main content. All right, so let's go back to our presentation. All right, so the last one is location and contact info. So this is considered the most important part of a flyer because this is where the reader can find details on how they can find you or contact you. So you always make it convenient for your readers to find a way to reach out to you by including your business address and phone numbers in your flyer. You may even include your website address and social media links. All right, so let's go back here. Is an example of a flyer. I'm using flyers from the net so you can see other people's work. All right, so you can see, just you can go check out other flyers yourself and see the way they look. All right, but coming back here, you can see now, order now with a telephone number, then contact us with the address of the particular company or store or restaurant. All right, so that is the last part of what your flyer should contain. All right, so I hope you're able to get an understanding of what your flyers should contain, and I'll see you in the next lecture on how to create your flyers proper.